Hey, it's ClayTrader, and if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're interested in potentially joining the Inner Circle, which is our private trading community. So what I want to do here is just show you a demo so you can see how things work, how things are structured, and then just get more of kind of a practical sense of what you would be getting with your subscription. So with that being said, we will assume now that you've paid for your 12-month subscription, and now you want access to the community itself. So the first thing you're going to do is simply come up here and click that login button. That's going to prompt this box to come up here, and then you would enter in your username and password, which are already auto-loaded for me. You will know what to put in there because as you go through the checkout process and sign up process, you'll get both of those, so you'll know exactly what to type in there. So after you get those done and entered in, just click on login, and this is what is called the member portal. Now, a few quick distinctions here. I am just assuming that you've only purchased the Inner Circle. So because of that, and you have not purchased ClayTrader University, this section you would not see. And along with that, because you have only purchased the Inner Circle, this area would be up here in that portion of the setup. Along with that, again, assuming you've only purchased the Inner Circle, so you would not see any of this down here either. Now, if you have purchased courses, any of the courses that you have purchased would be down in that area of the member portal. But again, we're assuming that you've only gotten the Inner Circle. Now, the one part that you would see are down here, your account settings, how you can manage whatever you need to do. So if you need to edit your profile, and of course, as always, if you have any questions about anything, wanted to put a button down there where you can ask us questions with whatever you need help with in regards to your account. So let's move back up here to the actual Inner Circle section, which is what you would see. And it's broken down into the 3 different areas. Right here, you have the chat rooms that you can access here. By just putting your cursor over, you can see they light up so you know which one you would be entering. You can be in multiple chat rooms at the same time. The lounge is just kind of the name as implies, more so where the water cooler talk happens. People are just hanging out, talking general about stocks, Forex, futures, options, all that stuff. Much less strict compared to the under $1 room and then the over $1 room. These 2 rooms are alerts only. And yeah, some people may say super strict, but it's super strict, and I make it that way because I don't want a bunch of clutter. I want to be able to look at the room real quick, identify alerts, and then go from there. I don't want to have to sift through and wade through a bunch of, okay, that's clutter, that's clutter. Okay, there's an alert, and there's more clutter. That's none of that. It's very, there are rules, and you can read about the rules right there, but the rules are put into place to just design a profit-producing environment. Because clutter is not a good thing when you need to be thinking quickly, when you need to be acting quickly. It's just not efficient to have to wade through a bunch of stuff. So those rules keep the rooms, nice and streamlined. Then we have the forums over here. This is where you can go and interact with other members too. A topic off the top of my head, that it's probably one of the more popular ones is, what does your trade setup look like? So a bunch of people have put pictures of what their monitors and how many they have and kind of just what their trading desk actually looks like. But that's an area to network. And then finally over here we have the newsletter archive. Every week I send out the email newsletter power profit scans. And if you want to just kind of go back and see past the newsletters, you can do that. But let's quickly just kind of go and see which or what's a part of each one. So we'll just use the lounge. And I should note that it's slightly past 6 a.m. So it's still like 3.5 hours before the market even opens. So I highly doubt anybody's talking. I take that back. We just had somebody say good morning, and it's only 6:09 a.m. In the morning. So just kind of goes to show that the time period, it is pretty active. Given the circumstances right here, another example of activity. You had people talking basically from midnight. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. Pretend you didn't see that. So if I scroll down a little bit more, you can see that people were essentially talking from midnight all the way till right there 1 a.m. Yesterday, and just kind of I'm not going to say around the clock because obviously there was a gap from about 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. Eastern, middle of the night. But yeah, there's quite a few people. If you ever come in here and want to see more messages, well, before I get to that, let me also point out cool feature is you can post pictures and stuff in the chat room. So obviously they were talking some sort of chart, so that person posted that. When you get in here though, you can also come up here and just click that load more button. So that's going to take you back for more. And then you can just pretty much go back to, whenever you want as far as, messages. But you can go see, again, you can see here from 11:15, conversation was going. And then as we saw, that just kept on, that went basically all the way till 11 a.m. So that's just how the chat room worked. That's how it functions. You can scroll and, you know, just go back and forth and just see all the different messages. Again, this is the lounge, so it's just general chit chat. In fact, we'll go back to the main page and just show the over one, which will not have any chatter in it. I say that because when the market closes at 4 p.m. Eastern, then everything closes, and this message always gets put up where I invite everybody to, hey, come hang out at the lounge. So, but this is the alerts. You'll notice all it is ticker symbol, ticker symbol, ticker symbol. There is not any sort of clutter in the room, and it's just one ticker symbol after another. And again, this is the over $1 room, so that's why the stocks and tickers you're seeing are for companies, you know, that are their shares trade for over $1. So that is how the chat rooms work. On top of that, the forum's pretty self-explanatory. That's just like any internet forum you would see. The newsletter, like I said, this is just an archive. So here we have a list of the power profit scans going back several months. We'll just give you an example of one. And, you know, so here you just see the scans and how they work. So the title, and then I offer some annotations along, you know, with the alert. And then these down here are for those members that have joined those courses. But that's, you know, how all that works, just a simple newsletter archive. Now, you do get an email in your inbox, too, that will map out these scans and everything. So it's not like you have to come here to get it. You can just check your email, and you can check it out at that point. And it just dawned on me, I wanted to just show you how to actually type up a message and how all that works. So we'll let the chat room here load real quick, and then we can come back to it. So T. Fletch, who I actually met in our Nashville meet and greet. I'll just say good morning to him. Crack a joke at him. So there we go. So you type it in, I hit enter. You can, of course, just click send right there if you want, whatever floats your boat. And that's really as simple as how the chat room works. So that is what is included. That's how things are structured and set up. Pretty straightforward. Everything is put together with time efficiency in mind, because I want you to feel like you got your money's worth. And the quickest way to not feel like your money's worth is to have to deal with a bunch of clutter and confusion. So if you do just like general chit chat, again, the lounge exists. If you just want to focus on the trading pits, the under $1 chat room, the over $1 chat room, then those are run, as you saw, with just alerts. And then, you know, you have the newsletter and forums also. So if you do have any questions, though, on something that maybe you're still unsure of, or just need to have clarified, then by all means, please get a hold of myself. If you don't have any, then I look forward to seeing you on the inside.